All right, so we got to hang with a Cushing, but we also had that exclusive Latino interview in Espanol. Let's go back and see what Sherry's up to. Sherry, you there?
I'm here. How are you?
All right, so what's going on the East Coast with the snow? We're snowed in here in the Midwest.
Well, we got a good, foot to probably 16 inches. We're doing pretty good here. Snowmobile country and skiing, we actually appreciate it.
Yeah, Mike was saying that earlier. You're going to start doing some sleigh rides with them or what?
Oh yeah, so we got the snowmobiles out and we're ready to go.
So, I mean, just when you turn them out and stuff, you're just trying to get miles. It really doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're just putting miles on them?
We got trails that we go up to Rangeley, and it's almost like going down the highway. The trails are absolutely groomed and beautiful, and we just enjoy it.
Wow.
It takes the day. We're dressed for it. We got great winter gear, and we have a blast.
Excellent. So let's talk about some of the feedback. We're introducing some new concepts in the industry worldwide. We just did our first Latino interview that's going to go probably to other planets. But what types of feedback have you been getting from your first interview, and what are the other horsewomen in the industry saying?
Oh my goodness, my phone was blowing up. Everybody was congratulating me. They didn't really realize how much went into it. And it's not just the horsemen, but it's just not just the industry, but just friends in general that didn't even know it, even my nurse friends. I mean, it's getting out and people are enjoying it, and there's a lot of positive feedback for it.
So we'll give our little secret. For those that don't know, Ryan knows this. When you tap on a Facebook link and it goes to a YouTube link, it doesn't register. So for those that are a little confused, when you see low hits on somebody's YouTube link, it's done on purpose. We really don't know how many people are listening to these things, but I guess, what other women, in the industry would you recommend to be interviewed by the Horseman's Voice? Like, what other drivers are out there that you think would want to, let their voice be heard?
Oh my goodness, there's so many women drivers that are out there that are unbelievably great. Kelly Case, for being one of them, Walter Case's sister, she's dominated races throughout the years. Valerie Grondin, she's an amazing driver. Veronica Merton in Monticello, she holds her own. There's quite a few of them that do really well, and just those three alone, in particular, that I know personally, they can outdrive most of the men.
So we've interviewed some other marshalers. We talked to Missy, who's literally a extraordinaire in what she does, and Chris Gooden taking all those photographs and videos and what have you.
She definitely is.
So let's just delve into the other aspect of you in the industry, because people knew you as a marshaler, but they don't really know that much about your driving. Do you want to get into your driving history?
Sure. I mean, I've been driving since 1990, on and off. I mean, obviously I was marshaling throughout the years too, so I had to kind of pick and choose my days that I drove. I drove in all the amateurs yearly, and I think I won every year. I drove in a lot of the women races, and I did very, very well in those as well. I mean, I'm just looking at the trophies that I have on my counter. I think I have 20 of them that I'm looking at just for, those kind of in particular races. I really enjoyed it. And because I was marshaling, I had to pick and choose when I was in New York when I could drive because, obviously I was marshaling and I couldn't drive the whole card. So, but the horses that I did pick and choose, 90% of the time I would, cross the finish line in the top three anyway. And I really enjoyed it. And the horses that say, nobody wants to get on a horse that you just won with the week after. So I would have to, jump on the horse the week after and drive him again. And I have a couple of them where I won like 4 weeks in a row. And and then maybe another driver would jump on and after I'd say finish second and say, well, I have to go back to my marshaling duties. But no, not just Monticello, but I mean, just, because I'm from New York, I mean, I raced New York, New Jersey, Saratoga, Yonkers, Meadowlands, and then up the East Coast, from Plain Ridge back at Rockingham and now Maine, and even, did I mention the Meadowlands? Yeah, the Meadowlands too. I mean, I've raced up and down pretty much the East Coast.
Now, are you talking as matinee races with other women? Are you talking as a P license,
a
full license?
My A license. No, I got my A license back in '95 with a horse named Jose Refragman and Sherman N. And I just drove them pretty much week after week, and eventually just went from my P to my A, and I can only drive so many races a year because I had the marshaling duty.
So, some of the women that you mentioned earlier, we're going to start to tap into some of your contacts. We actually have a little bit, and we're going to see some of these women actually be interviewed by us exclusively, but let's talk about like some of these top drivers. Like you said, Kelly Case can beat anybody on the track. I mean, what is it about you guys? Like, what type of style, or what's the difference that you guys have? Is it your hands? Is it how you handle the horse? Like, just looking, I guess, between you and Kelly and some of these other top women drivers, like, is there something different, or is it just the same?
I don't know. I think some of it is because we just have that gump to win. We want to win out there, and you know, we're very competitive out there. So somebody like Kelly Case or Valerie, myself, we like to go out there, and you know, the guys respect us out there because they know us, and they know that, you know, we're just out there to, you know, we're safe, which is another thing, and you know, we're smart. You know, we know who's out in the race, who the best horses are. You know, when we should pull, when we shouldn't pull, if we should leave, shouldn't leave, you know, and, you know, it's, honestly, we're treated like we're one of the guys out there, and it's a respect issue, and, you know, and if the race unfolds, you know, the way it should, and if we're one of the favorites, you know, we're definitely someone that, you know, they have to worry about in the race because, you know, we're just, you know, I guess you can say as talented as they are in the race. We might not drive as often, but, you know, we still have, like you said, the hands and the competitiveness.
You know, besides your husband and other family members in the Cushings, you know, being, I guess, fourth and fifth generation on all levels, you know, with the current generation, is there any other trainers out there, I guess, that have given you opportunities to drive that you want to give a shout out to over the years?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. I couldn't even mention them all throughout the years, but more so when I came to Maine, because when I was in New York, I raced mostly my own horses. I would race a couple of others, but when I moved to Maine, I was more of a full-time driver because I had given up the marshalling gig, and that was back in 2006, 2007, and from that point until I went back to school in 2010, I mean, there was one year that I probably had, you know, 60 wins and, I don't know, 400 tries, and I was doing really well. I think at Farmington Fair Week, I think I ended up with 13 wins out of 20 starts. I mean, I was really doing really well. Mike's dad, Rick Cushing, he was definitely one of my biggest fans, and a lot of his owners, Phil Cody, Jack Novia, Craig Jordan is one of our owners, and then, you know, a lot of the trainers up here as well. There's just too many to name, but, you know, I was pretty much in every race, especially at Bangor Raceway, throughout the day, and I was definitely holding my own.
Well, we're running out of time, and we're all snowed in. We really appreciate your time once again, and we're just going to tease everybody for next week. We've got 3 people that we got set up. Hopefully it all comes through, and again, we wish the Cushings the best, and we look forward to hanging out with some more Cushings in the future. Thank you again for your time.
Well, thank you so much. Have a great day.